Video, we talked about moldavite. It's a very popular stone among the witches, mystics, and healers. It's considered a high vibrational stone, so much in fact that the term moldavite flush was coined for the experience of the energetic warmth that tends to flood many people when they hold it. Today, the stone is believed to enhance psychic and healing abilities, give access to the Akashic records, accelerate the personal evolution of the light body, includes astral projection and shamanic journeying, and open one up to higher levels of compassion, in which I think everybody needs a piece of that. Moldavite is believed to stimulate all the chakras, with a particular focus on the heart chakra, because they say that your heart has basically a mind of its own, so that would make sense. Just as moldavite is the union of heaven and earth, so is the heart chakra, the union of higher and lower chakras. However, it has a rich history in occult lore that many are unaware of. Moldavite and the Mother Goddess. Moldavite also has a very rich history and has been revered throughout history and prehistory. At least 25,000 years ago, the ancient Neolithic people of Eastern Europe wore and crafted moldavite as spiritual talismans and amulets for good fortune and fertility. In 1908, by a workman named Johann Veron, discovered a statue during excavations conducted by archaeologists Joseph Shambathi, Hugo Obermeyer, and Joseph Bayer, which Bayer reminds me of you-know-who, at the Paleolithic site near Willendorf, a village in Lower Austria. The statue was named the Venus of Willendorf and is believed to be the oldest image of a deity on Earth. The name Venus was used around this time period to indicate that it was an immodest goddess, having no connection to the Roman goddess of the same name. The figure was believed to be a fertility deity, speculated to be the Paleolithic Magna Mater, or Great Mother Goddess of ancient people. What is less known about the discovery of this goddess is that in the same excavation, they found many talismans, amulets, and ritual knives crafted from moldavite. The two seem to share a significant link, indicating that it was most likely sacred to the fertility goddess. I'm not even going to pronounce that. The Emerald Tablet. Ooh. I was thinking maybe that's what it was made from. The Tabula Smaragdina, or Emerald Tablet, was a condensed piece of Hermetica, containing the foundational secret knowledge of alchemy and the Hermetic tradition, because the Emerald Tablets were believed to be written by Thoth, the Atlantean. The text is believed to explain in cryptic language the secrets of prima materia and its transmutation to create the fabled Philosopher's Stone, as well as an understanding of macrocosmic and microcosmic forces. This knowledge was inscribed on the emerald that fell from heaven. Alright guys, we've been talking about the Emerald Tablets, but get this. The Lapis ex Callis, the Emerald of Lucifer, and the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail, everybody knows from legends, it combines Christian and Celtic pagan imagery and lore. The Holy Grail was an object, a lot of people think it's a cup, which bestows immortality or rebirth, much like the cauldron of Caridwen. It was believed to be the vessel from which Christ drank from at the Last Supper, claiming it contained his blood. The word grail is thought to originate from the Persian word gra, which means pearl or stone. The Persian word for engraved stone is graal, which looks and sounds like the English word grail. Some theorize that this symbolic of Christ's blood and a symbol of the womb which brings my mind back to the idea of Moldavite being with the Venus of Willendorf, the fertility mother goddess. This theory about the Grail being the womb and a bloodline has been popularized by Dan Brown in his movies like Da Vinci Code and The Lost Symbol. Arthurian Grail epic Parzival by Wolfram von Eisenbach. It is clearly stated that the Holy Grail is a stone which reflects qualities of the Philosopher's Stone, which can heal and revive the dead and give immortality among many other things. If you do not know it, it shall here be named to you. It is called Lapis Exilis. By the power of that stone, the phoenix burns to ashes, but the ashes give him life again. Thus does the phoenix mount and change its plumage, which afterwards is bright and shining and as lovely as before. There never was a human so ill, but that, if he one day sees the stone, he cannot die within weeks that follows. And in looks he will not fade. His appearance will stay the same, be it maid or man, as on the day he saw the stone, the same as when the best years of his life began, and though he should see the stone for 200 years, it will never change, save that his hair, perhaps, turns gray. Such power does the stone give a man that flesh and bone are at once made young again. The stone is also called the Grail. Wolfram von Eisenbach from Parzival. Going back to that Moldavite and the emerald tablets, this is what I found. Legend tells us that when Lucifer fell from heaven, Michael swung his sword at Lucifer's crown, and an emerald fell out and hit the earth. This legendary emerald was symbolic of the fall of humanity and also the key to humanity's redemption. In legend, this emerald was the Holy Grail itself. This emerald that fell from the sky sounds very much like Moldavite itself, doesn't it? It is believed that this emerald was then fashioned into a cup or bowl by another angel that served as the cup of the Last Supper. And we got a passage. The stone that fell to earth was an emerald that adorned Lucifer's forehead. It was cut into the shape of a bowl by a faithful angel, and thus the Grail was born. It was given to Adam before he was expelled from the Garden of Eden. Seth, Adam's son, having temporarily returned to the earthly paradise, took the Grail along with him. Other people transported the Grail to Montesur, a fortress in the Pyrenees, which Lucifer's armies besieged in order to get the Grail back and put it into their leader's crown, out of which it had fallen. But the Grail was allegedly saved by the knights, who hid within the mountain. But what knights? The Knights of Malta? The Knights Templar? I believe it was the Knights Templar, because it was rumored that they had the Holy Grail at the Vatican. So, I'll have to look further into that.